Hey guys, it's Steven here, back with another video. Manchester City have just come from behind to beat Cheltenham 3-1 in the FA Cup. It was a horrible game of football. It was a game of football that we never really want to talk again past this moment. But we're going to talk about it right now because there was plenty of reasons at the end to feel positive. Yes, it was shit. And yes, all those rival fans were trying to rub it in our faces for a short period of time. But in the end, as always happens, Manchester City found a way and we have won 3-1 away at the Jonny Rocks Stadium. And I'm very, very happy about it. Hello to everyone joining the live stream, and hello and goodbye to every one of those rival fans who joined my watch along just to try and drink our salty tears that weren't for coming because City turned it round in the end. Hello to Edwin, he said say hi to me, Stephen. Hello to who was here. We got Eddie and Grace, we got Edwin, Man City fan, and everyone else, and everyone else here. It was absolutely wonderful in the end. I'm not going to deny that it was nothing but fucking awful and pretty shit for a big chunk of that game, but it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. All you want from a game like this is a job done kind of scenario. Maybe pick up an interesting story here or there, and maybe find a reason to look back at this game and go, that was a moment when this happened, which is a positive in the long term. And the way I'm taking from this, what I'm taking from this game is that Phil Foden is fucking brilliant. Genuinely absolutely top class. Cancelo is in such confident form at the moment that he can come on and change a game. Gundogan clearly is a very senior figure now that can also change a game. And Guardiola, bringing on Ruben Diaz at the time, I was like some gobshite that I am, and we're all confused. Bringing Diaz on, was it just a genius masterstroke, a leader mentality? And I tell you what, it speaks volumes for Diaz at the moment that he can come on and Guardiola can go, Diaz, go on there. You're going to improve the whole team by being a captain, by being a leader and organising this utterly unorganised side. So that's what I can take from it. That's what I can take from it. In general, I can take that positivity. Also, big love to Patrick Plays, who's giving me, this is from the Watch Longer, super chat. That's your jingle. Nicola's over there, by the way. It isn't the same about Nicholas, she said. It says, can we just take a minute and sing the praises of that man, Phil fucking Foden? His back is going to be tired tonight after carrying that team on his shoulders. His little slight Stockfordian shoulders. Yes, man. Absolutely true. Phil Foden was absolutely fantastic. Big love to Patrick for the super chat, by the way. We have to take a minute to appreciate Phil Foden. What I loved about Phil Foden tonight is that he stepped up like a senior player. I know it's only Cheltenham. But this was a man who clearly, deeply, emotionally, truly loves this club. And some of his little dribbles, by the way, the technique when he goes on those runs. And of course, once again, he scored a goal. He got his 9th goal of the season. Phil Foden is becoming more and more important every week. And I know once again it's just Cheltenham, but you can't deny that leadership mentality. You can't deny that lust for brilliance, that lust for goals, that desire to get Manchester City forward. That stuff, well, it's worth its weight in gold. And Phil Foden is nothing but gold. He's bloody, what is he? He's vibranium, man. He's like the most valuable material on this planet. I know that's not a real, that's a Marvel reference. It's not real. But Phil Foden to me is, well, he's ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous. And I can't believe he's ours. So basically, Patrick's absolutely spot on. There's another super chat here from Jonas saying, just simply saying, I don't know what to say. Fair enough, man. Well, I'll say it for you. Manchester City are through. And Jonas, thank you so much for the support, mate. Really, really appreciate it. I mean, from games like this, once again, you can look at the negatives, and there was plenty of negatives, and feel free to go for it. And obviously, we've learned a little bit about one or two players here potentially tonight. But I prefer personally to look at the positives. And even though it obviously wasn't a great game, I am just genuinely, absolutely delighted. I'm delighted with Phil Foden's influence. And as someone's just said, Ravens just said, we absolutely got the sub spot on. Guardiola basically kept his calm, where most managers and most inferior coaches, probably like myself if I was a coach, and most people, most of the fans as well were saying the same thing, they would have just thrown loads of forwards on. Guardiola kept his calm and he changed the shape of the game. Gundogan, Cancelo and Diaz came on to add a bit of organisation in the defence and going forward. Cancelo to add a little bit of ingenuity. And Cancelo, by the way, Cancelo culture is a real thing right now, honestly. We're all just Cancelo sexuals right now. We're all in love with our beautiful Portuguese winger. You find that? Cansexuals, there's a new identity for you. That's how I identify. I'm a cansexual. I love Cancelo, man. He's absolutely fantastic. He came on and he changed the shape of the game. Gundogan showing that famous Nicola. What's Gundogan got, Nicola? Pizzazz, a little bit of pizzazz. He's got a little bit of style, Gundogan, and his leadership once again. I mean, you can't really deny that those changes made a massive difference. And I'm loving it. And Dan said he loves the unnecessary stress. Yeah, it's unnecessary, but that's Manchester City Football Club. They take you in, they get you really close, then they start to eat away at you. They make you doubt yourself. They start to really give you all those insecurities. They make you feel unease. But then they give you a warm embrace at the end. Manchester City play with your heart, but that is why I love him. That is why I love this bloody glorious club. I absolutely love it. Honestly, Cancelo, when he came on, it was a shit game of football. And do you know what? I'm kind of happy. It's a big mic, it is indeed. Also, perspective is, it's not great. But I'm kind of happy that when... I'm kind of happy that Cheltenham got a little moment, Obviously, we were pissed off. We were pissed off and we were poor and they scored a goal. But I'm happy for them that they got that little moment. That sounds patronising, but I don't mean it to be patronising. Genuinely, I mean it. I'm just, genuinely happy for them. It's nice to see them get a little moment, in the sun. Because Cheltenham, by the way, played really well. We have to give credit to Cheltenham. They were absolutely excellent. Their commitment was everything. And, of course, they scored the scruffiest of goals. A Roy Delap special. But fair play to them. And indeed, as Carlos has just said, Foden is everything. I'm very, very happy about him. Phenomenal Foden. Danny, that doesn't really work, but I'll give it to you. Well done. Don't forget as well, please do hit the like button and make sure to get the subscribes up. If you don't mind, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. I'm very happy. I'm absolutely very happy. What I will say individually, Stefan, I thought Stefan was fine. Even though I don't think Laporte really had a bad game, the problem Laporte's got now, by the way, is that Diaz and Stones are essentially perfect. And I think Guardiola will see that goal where... Laporte was kind of flapping a bit under a challenge in the air. We didn't win the header. And I think you'll see that as just maybe something that he could have done well, maybe something that he could have done better. And unfortunately, I think that'll go down against him. I think it'll be seen as a mistake, which is probably a little bit harsh. But at this moment, when you've got such a good centre-back pairing, I feel like Cancelo needed an absolute top-class game, genuinely one of the games of his career. And I don't think he really gave that. So as a result... It's very difficult, but as a result, I genuinely think, unfortunately for him, it might be difficult for him to get back in the team again. It sounds mega harsh, but this is just life, unfortunately, when you're at Manchester City at the moment. Genuinely, it's very, very difficult, because obviously City are bloody brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So he's going to have to do... He needed a great game. And I don't think he had a bad game, but he didn't have I wouldn't say a particularly good game, and it looked a little bit difficult for him. Obviously, he was in a weak defence and a weak side and all that kind of stuff, but for Laporte tonight, he'll be a little bit frustrated because I feel like he'll feel like that was his chance, to get back into it. Anyway, I've got a new member, so I'm just trying to quickly sort it out. Big love to... Richard, by the way. Oh, Richard, what an absolute legend. Mate, I'm just sorting the thing out right for you now so I can get you on the Wall of Fame. Big love to Richard. What a guy. Hang on, you'll be on the Wall of Fame in a second, mate. I'm just quickly updating it on the Photoshop there because that's what I've got to do it that way. But Richard, you're about to be... I love it when I get a new member. Thank you so much, pal. Massively, massively appreciated. Let's go over to the Super Chat wall. Where's he gone? Richard, thank you so much. You are now on the wall, hopefully, when it's scrolling past. Big love for supporting the channel. Thank you to all the members and everyone else. You're all absolutely ace. You should be on there any second now, pal. And there you are, mate. You're right there on the wall. Thank you so much for your support. What does everyone reckon of the game? Sean asking, do I think Cancelo will take Kyle Walker's spot? Possibly, mate. All I know at the moment is that Cancelo is one of our most important players in the team. I'm very happy about that in the end. I know he wasn't perfect, but I'm happy. In terms of the actual players, I thought Mendy wasn't that bad. I know he was a little bit slack. Maybe he was a bit slack for the goal, but I thought Mendy was kind of okay. But what I will say is Mendy hasn't done enough once again to get back in the team, and Mendy probably will go. Yeah, Mendy probably will leave, unfortunately. Howard Bellis, I thought was okay. He was fine. Garcia, whatever, fine. Laporte, fine. I would say, I thought Tommy Doyle had a good game, by the way. Does anyone else agree with that? I thought Tommy Doyle showed, obviously, he's got ability and a little bit of heart. And I think he was probably a little bit unlucky to be hooked from the bench. But, it is what it is, unfortunately. But I thought Tommy Doyle had a genuinely pretty decent game, so fair play to him. Mahrez, I thought, had a stinker. I'm sorry, Riyad Mahrez fans. If he wants to get into this first team, he's going to have to do a damn sight better in games like this. What I will say in Mahrez' defence is that he played at right wing back, which isn't his place, really. But I still think he didn't play particularly well. I don't think Torres played well either. Torres does obviously have the caveat that he's not playing much recently, but I think he was pretty boring, unfortunately. Got his goal, though, as he always does, but Torres was pretty slow, and I can't really deny it. Rock Lee saying Tommy KDB Doyle. Yeah, Doyle's a good player, by the way. The way I see with Doyle is that he's not fantastic yet, but keep Doyle around the first team. Let him learn from De Bruyne. Let him learn from Fernandinho. Let him learn from Rodri and Gundogan and people like that. And Doyle will get better and better because he's such a good footballer and he's got such a good mentality that he will essentially, as Rishab's just said there, he just needs fine-tuning. Keep him around the first team because his attitude's spot on, and he's obviously got that Manchester City connection with both his grandparents being City legends. So yes, big love to Doyle. Foden, absolutely excellent, constant desire, genuinely. People saying that Doyle reminded them of KDB. I can see that, man. Edwin, I can see that entirely. Yeah, he was great. He was really good. Sorry? How so? Nicholas saying, how so? Well, I think what they liked about Doyle, Boyle? That doesn't really work. Basically, what I think they remind him of it is more of his right foot. He's a really good cross with the ball. He's got a very heads down, kind of get forward mentality as well. He kind of plays in that inside right channel. Great at set pieces as well. Doyle's a very, very good player. For me, Doyle would be around the first team for a while, slowly learning and becoming more of a backup. So yeah, but Foden was absolutely fantastic. It wasn't a good game, by the way. We were poor, but I don't give a shit. It was about getting through, and it's fine. I expected when I saw 3 at the back and I saw this formation, I was like, probably going to be a little bit sketchy this, and it usually is when you change that many players. Amit N saying Foden has a football maturity of a 28-year-old. He's fucking class. Yeah, he does. He does indeed. Foden. Oh, so good. And I think what I love about this, by the way, is we've seen how important Diaz, Cancelo, Foden, and Gundogan to a team. When we see them come on and look like senior players that can change a game like that, you got to love that, haven't you? You've got to love that. And I kind of love seeing that confirmation of what we kind of know, that we know that these players are really good and how key they are and how much confidence they're in at the moment. I know it's just Cheltenham, but you can only be what's in front of you. And when they came on, they changed the game. We were poor, by the way. Largely we were poor. And Guardiola's face in that first half, and especially during spells in the second half, he was like this. How much do you think Wallops them in the dressing room? Nicola asked how much do you think Guardiola Wallops in the dressing room. He probably was very pissed off, and he would have had a go at him. Yeah, he would have been fuming. Thoughts on Goldbridge's tweets? As if I see Goldbridge's tweets, Paul. I think he's blocked me anyway, so I don't see him. Nor do I give a flying fuck because he's just a needy little attention grabber. Mendy should not get another game. Very poor. Tony, to be honest, I think Mendy's chances at Manchester City sadly are over. Be it a combination of his injuries, maybe not great performances, and good support at one point. That's all he is. He's a social media guy now, unfortunately. No, but Mendy, unfortunately, I think he lost a lot of faith when he did that whole incident during lockdown, unfortunately. I think a lot of goodwill towards Mendy slowly disappearing. Because, for one, you can probably get away with having a lockdown party in the coach's eyes if you're fucking brilliant. Even though that's not an excuse, but, it's... Put it this way, Kyle Walker did some dodgy things during lockdown, but he gets away with it because he's ultra professional and focused and a good player. That's not fair, but that's how it is, unfortunately. He probably should have prevented the goal as well. He probably switched off. Torres should be our striker. He just runs like a centre forwards. Yeah, he's very good. I think Torres, by the way, I don't think Torres is very good personally. Gabriel Jesus, I'm not really mentioned. I thought Gabby had a pretty poor game overall. Wasteful in front of goal. But he got his goal in the end, I guess, which means, fair play to him. I'm happy for Gabby to get his goal in the end. Overall... Why do you not think Torres is very good personally? No, I think Torres is a good player. Nicholas saying, why don't I think he's very good? No, I think he's a good player, Torres, but I think he was a bit quiet tonight. Yeah, it is what it is. Thoughts on Ferner? Ferner was okay. I don't think he had the great game, but I don't think City really kind of stamped the authority in the game at any really point. We all love Ferner, so he's allowed a quiet game, I reckon. But Ferner's Ferner. So, occasionally he'll have a poor game, but it is what it is. The thing for me, though, is that obviously we found a way to win. And it was really good. I need a drink, sorry. Right over there. Nicola attacking things over the kitchen. Torres is raw on the edges, needs more time to adapt, says Philip. I probably would agree as well. By the way, I do obviously love Ferner, but I don't think he was great today. But it is what it is. Gundogan, by the way, coming on. Gundogan looked like a man who believes he's got pizzazz, and there's Nicholas shouting in the background. He looks like a man who believes that he's at the top of his game at the moment. Sometimes you can just sense and feel that confidence from a player, and I love it. Likewise, Joao Cancelo, when he came on, the intelligence of Joao Cancelo his link-up play, his general technical ability. Cancelo is becoming a very, very good midfielder. It's why genuinely, as he gets forward. It's why I said the other day that I think he's got more potential than he realises. Cancelo. I want to see Cancelo reach almost like Alves levels. Alves got like 15 assists a season, and I feel like Cancelo could get close to that. Not close, not 15, but at least 10 if he really ups his final ball. But you can see that ability as he gets more and more into this team. I want more from him. Foden is Jimmy Grimble, says MCFC. Okay, he really is, man. He's living the dream. Foden is absolutely fantastic. I mean, what I love at the moment, once again, is that winning mentality. We keep winning games. Is that 10 in a row now in all competitions? We keep winning games. Even when we're not playing great, we keep winning games. And you've got to love that. You've got to love that commitment at the moment. You've got to love that... You gotta love that winning mentality. It really is important, and momentum is everything. And I guess as well, unfortunately, there's been some home truths now that certain players need to buck up their ideas a little bit, otherwise they won't get in the team. But sometimes games like this can answer the questions.
What does the first half tell you, though?
What does the first half tell me?
Was it worrying?
Well, it's just that the first half tells you that certain players are going through the emotions a little bit and really need to up the game if they want to get a spot in the starting lineup, because there is a spot for grabs at the moment. Now Kevin De Bruyne is there. Mahrez didn't take it. I don't think Ferran Torres took it either. Gabriel didn't really take it either. I mean, it's definitely up for grabs still. They need to show it a little bit more, and I'm sure Guardiola will get it out of him. But no one grabbed it. I don't think Laporte grabbed his chance, unfortunately, either. He wasn't bad, but as I was saying, like in football, there's big mistakes and there's little mistakes. Most little mistakes aren't a big deal. But the problem you've got, when you make a little mistake and you're up against two people who never make mistakes, that little mistake is amplified, unfortunately. And even though he didn't make a massive mistake, he didn't win his header in his area, and that'll be perceived as a mistake. And likewise, against Arsenal, when we conceded the goal, it was perceived that Laporte made a little mistake. Not a big thing at all, but unfortunately, those little mistakes, when you've got those Diaz and Stones, Diaz or Dones, that doesn't really work, does it? When you've got Nesta and Maldini reincarnated, unfortunately, it looks really bad. Someone says, Stephen, let me call in. It's not a call-in show, unfortunately, mate. I've not worked out how to do that yet. So there's no kind of call-ins. Sorry. If you want to call in, by the way, one day, I might be able to do that, I reckon. Maybe I'll do it for members. I've been working out trying to do that, so maybe I'll do a call-in show one day. I think it's going to be Laporte, Diaz, Stones at the back. No, I don't think it is. I think it'll be Diaz and Stones, and that'll be it, mate. I don't think we'll do three at the back. Three at the back, by the way, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it just to get a defender in the team. I want to have forward players and all that kind of stuff, so we'll see. 3-5-2. I don't like 3-5-2, Fortune. Don't play a formation unless you've got the right players for it. Who's our left back if we play Who's our left wing back if we play 3-5-2? Zinchenko isn't a wing back in the traditional sense. We've got obviously Cancelo. We can play on the left wing back, but he's not I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that. I'd rather have the extra midfielder or forward personally. Also, we haven't really got two strikers who are banging form. So for me, a three at the back doesn't make sense. It kind of nullifies what makes us work so well. The formation we got works, so that's what I would say. We never win at home and we never win away. We lost last week and we lost today. We don't give a fuck because we're all pissed off. MCFC. Mohammed, big tune, man. Big tune, Mohammed. Thoughts on Doyle? I've talked about him a little bit already, mate. Doyle's fantastic. Doyle is a player with... Doyle is the perfect student. Doyle's the kind of guy who will give everything in training, everything every game, and Doyle is the kind of person that will learn and get stronger and more mature and more game-wise in general. And he's got a great right foot. I really like Doyle. Keep him around the first team. And he's a great lad, Tommy Doyle, by the way. Tommy Doyle, I'm going to try and get him on the channel one day because he said he would come on, which is dead interesting, genuinely. Which striker would you like to see in the summer? Andrew, obviously, there's only one man for it. Erling Braut Haaland. It has to be Haaland. Doyle does indeed rule. He's a good player. I think everyone saw today, by the way, that Doyle is clearly a good footballer. He's a good footballer. So keep him around the first team. Let him keep learning. And don't be afraid to use him every now and then because he won't let anyone down. The only reason he went off, really, is because he wanted Gundogan on, obviously. That's very loud, that. That's very loud. I'm not sure it's picking up or not. Can you hear the dinner being cooked in the background? Can you hear the dinner in the background? I'm not sure if you can or not. It seems loud to me anyway. I'm really in the video anyway now, by the way. So, guys, any more comments before I end it up there? Let me know. But once again, City are through, and that's literally all that matters. Thank you for watching this. Renner's saying if Doyle will come on, his best mate Foden might come on. Yeah, indeed, mate. Smile how this Laporte and Stones thing has worked out. Football is mental sometimes. Gav, absolutely spot on, mate. It's weird, isn't it? It's very, very weird. Sometimes it happens that way. So one day, you know, you're the talk of the town. The next minute, someone else is taking your place. That is football, unfortunately. But that's the challenge to Laporte now. That's the challenge to Laporte. He's got to be perfect. Absolutely perfect to get in this team right now. But to be fair, Jesus' goal was a good finish. Fair play to him. Guys, I'm going to end it there because I'm absolutely starving. Thank you so much for watching. Big love to everyone. More pizzazz in football. Gundogan is a legend. Thank you for the watch along as well, all the views. I hope you all enjoyed it. Nicola enjoyed it big time. For now, though, City are through. 3-1. 5 things later tomorrow morning. I'll see you there. And a player ratings. Big love to everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. City are through. In a bit.